Man, I can't wait to watch Chelsea win the league again. Just kidding. We'll be lucky to not get relegated. Okay, so the Premier League is about to start and we got a lot of new changes, so I'm going to go through each club and give you my predictions of how their season is going to turn out. Before I do though, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do it now and drop a comment who you think will win the league. Okay, back to the video. First up, we have the league bottlers, Arsenal. Will they bottle the league again? Probably. To be fair though, I do think that their new midfield will be very fun to watch. Granit Xhaka is out and Declan Rice and Kai Havertz are in. These two will be interesting because we can see how Declan Rice will be on a natural team and we also get to see Kai Havertz play more in his natural position. Good for him as he's probably sick of playing striker. I'm expecting a top 4 finish. Aston Villa. This is going to be an exciting one to watch. Unai Emery made this club shine towards the end of last season and I think they're only going to get better. They had fantastic signings with Pau Torres in defense, Yuri Tielemans in the midfield, and Moussa Diaby in the attack. I don't know about a Champions League spot, but I definitely see a push for another European spot. Next up is Bournemouth. Honestly, not too much to expect from them. They signed Justin Kluivert, but I honestly think he's only relevant because of his name. He's been kind of a bust, but I think it'll be interesting to see how he does there. I see them being a bottom table team. Brentford. Okay, Brentford is on the downfall. Their only prize spot was the man who gambles against his own club. With Ivan Toney out until January, I see them being a bottom table team. Brighton. Brighton is an interesting one. De Zerbi did the impossible and got them into the Europa League last year. They have a solid squad, especially Matoma, and they have really good signings too with João Pedro, James Milner, and Mahmoud Dahoud from Dortmund. My only concern is that midfield. They basically made a swap deal with Liverpool, but James Milner is not a fair trade for Alexis McAllister. Also, Moises Caicedo to Chelsea is looking like it'll hurt them a lot too. I just can't see them getting another European spot this year, but it'll be close. Burnley. Not too much to say on this one, but most everyone is on the Vincent Kompany train, and I'm hoping for them to stay in the Premier League and not get relegated. Chelsea. Chelsea is probably the biggest team to keep your eye on this year due to their 12th place finish last year. Mr. America was not happy and decided that replacing everyone a year after buying everyone was the best idea. So many players out, but lots of interesting names to keep an eye on. Maurizio Pochettino is going to have a completely new play style for them. Levi Colwill might turn into a top center back in the league. Enzo Fernandez should be absolute class, especially if Moises Caicedo joins. They might be unstoppable. And as for the attack, Chelsea fans actually have something to look forward to. Christopher Nkunku is a huge one. Nicholas Jackson has been tearing it up in the preseason matches, and even Mykhailo Mudryk is looking good. What are they going to do about this guy though? Overall, I expect a push for top 4 from this team. Crystal Palace. No Zaha, no party, and Michael Olise might leave too. They're lucky if they don't get relegated. Everton. His team is so bad. They have Arnaud Danjuma on loan, but honestly, I don't think that'll do anything for them. They've been escaping relegation for a bit now, but I think it might catch up to them finally. Dele Alli might be some interesting off-pitch news to follow though. Fulham. Is this dude leaving or what? At least they got Jimenez to replace him though, I guess. I don't think they'll get relegated, but they won't be very good either. Liverpool. They had a down year last year, but I think Jurgen Klopp is going to make some big adjustments. That midfield is a whole new game. Fabinho and Jordan Henderson out, but we got Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai in, and they will be very interesting to see. I also expect a lot from Thiago this season with their departures. Also, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been thriving as a midfielder for England, so we might see some playtime there for him too. The attack will also be something to keep an eye on. Mo Salah should tear it up as usual, Cody Gakpo should see some improvement, and then the football god Darwin Nunez will be in the spotlight. Luton Town. First season ever playing in the Premier League, and probably their only season ever playing in the Premier League. Please prove me wrong. Manchester City. I'm literally so scared of Erling Haaland. They had some noticeable exits though, such as Gundogan, which basically means we don't get to see Prime Zidane playing the last month of the season. Mahrez is out too, but honestly, I don't think Pep will miss him that much. Lots of other rumors of big names leaving as well, such as Bernardo Silva, but it'll be interesting to see. They did pick up Kovacic, however, and with Pep's style possession, I think it'll work great for both parties. If UEFA doesn't smack them with the banner suspension, they're probably going to win the league again. Manchester United. The Harry Maguire era is over and the Johnny Evans era has begun. I can't wait to see the whole squad follow the example of their new captain Bruno Fernandes and cry to the referee about every decision. Strong looking squad though, and strong looking manager as well. Mason Snake Mount will be very interesting to watch along with Andre Onana, who replaced David De Gea. They also got plenty of wingers and no strikers, which means they will probably sign a few more wingers and not a single striker. I expect another Champions League spot for this team. Newcastle. They kind of shocked the league last year, but to be honest, I don't think they'll be as good. European spot for sure, but a top 4 finish might be pushing it. Absolutely underrated backline and underrated midfield too. They even added Sandro Tonali, but I think he'll be too busy crying because he misses Serie A. They also added Harvey Barnes, which I think is great. Very underrated squad. Probably a Europa League spot for them. Nottingham Forest. The management for this club is weird. When they won the championship a bit ago, they decided to reboot their whole squad. They barely survived the Prem, and then decided to reboot their whole squad again, including Jesse Lingard. I'm curious to see how Anthony Elanga does though. Either way, they will struggle to not get relegated. Sheffield United. Holy crap, I forgot this team even existed. They'll probably be back in the championship next season. Tottenham. Last season made everyone want to cover their eyes. They do have a new manager though, and they did win a trophy this summer, so Spurs fans should feel optimistic. Until you remember that Richarlison scored 1 goal in 27 matches last season, then you'll want to cover your eyes again. I'm actually really excited to see how this midfield plays out though. Giovanni Lo Celso and Tanguy and Ndombele are both back from their loan spells, and they made possibly the signing of the season with James Maddison. Along with that front 3 of Son, Kulusevski, and Kane, if he doesn't get bought by Bayern, this team should be fighting hard for a Champions League spot. European for sure. West Ham. Conference League champions, yet somehow almost got relegated. I'm focusing on just the Premier League for this video though, so I'll keep my overall predictions for them to one word: disappointing. Declan Rice is gone, they let Manuel Lanzini walk, Mikel Antonio has turned into the new Lukaku, Jared Bowen has been underwhelming, Thomas Souček is 28 years old but plays like he's 48 years old, and Lucas Paqueta has been spending more time practicing dance moves than he does football skills. 14th last year and probably 14th this year too. Wolves. This team makes me sad. So many fan favorites leaving. The Portuguese midfield is split up with Ruben Neves going to Camel League and João Moutinho leaving too. Raul Jimenez is left for Fulham, Diego Costa is gone, and Adama Traore too. Low-key though, Adama doesn't really do anything other than oil up his arms, run by you, and spam crosses into the stands. Also, Connor Cody to Leicester. I always thought the goal was to move from Championship to the Premier League and not the other way around, but hey, to each their own. Mateus Cunha is permanent now though, which I will say I do like. They will be a lower table team. Okay, and there are my Premier League predictions for the 2023-24 season, and this is how I think the table is going to turn out. We have Manchester City winning the league, and in the other top 4 Champions League spots will be Arsenal, Man United, then Chelsea. Newcastle will be 5th, Liverpool 6th, Tottenham 7th, Aston Villa, Brighton, Fulham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Burnley, Wolves, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Crystal Palace, and then getting relegated will be Everton, Sheffield United, and Luton Town. And if you guys think I'm wrong, please leave a comment below telling me where I messed up. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.